Position of Tridhatuka, Kapha, Pitta, Vayu, some blood, flesh, and some secretion, and some bones. If anyone identifies the self with this lump of matter, then he is described as no better than cow and ass. Jasyatma buddhi kunapeti dhatuke sadhik kalatra disubhavama ijjadhi jatirtha buddhi salilena karhichi janesu avignesu saiva gokha. So, at the present moment especially, this ignorance is there always in the material world, that one is identifying this material body with the real self. The self, the soul is different. It is not this material body. But our modern education, everything, advancement of knowledge, philosophy, everything, on the basis of, on this wrong conception of life. So, to give a glimpse of idea, what is that soul, how it acts, here Krishna, Lord Krishna informs us, Abhinasi tu tad vidhi jena sarvam idam tatam vinasam abhyasya asa na kaschit kautumarati. So, the soul, the presence of soul is perceived by the consciousness. The consciousness, just like the presence of sun, even I was blind, I could understand the sun is there because the sun light and heat I am experiencing. Without seeing the sun, as soon as I come to the sunshine, I feel light and heat. Therefore, immediately I can understand there is sun. It is not very difficult. Similarly, just like we try to, when a man is dying, we try to feel whether the man is breathing or he is feeling touch, sensation. These are the tests. So, the touch sensation is there, so long the soul is there. Now, I am living body. If somebody pinches my body, because the consciousness is all over the body, so I feel somebody is pinching me. But when the consciousness is not there, if somebody chops up my body, I will not protest. Therefore, we should understand what is that living thing. That consciousness which is spreading all over this body, that is living force. Krishna says here, Abhinasi tu tad vidhi jena sarvamidam tatam. Jena, by that consciousness. The consciousness is spread all over the body. So Krishna says, that consciousness is Abhinasi. After the death of, after the annihilation of this body, which is called dead, the consciousness is not dead. That we do not understand. There is no science, there is no philosophy. Everything based on a foolish assumption. They say the consciousness is made possible by combination of matter. The combination of matter, 5 elements, gross, the subtle elements they cannot see, even they see. So, they are Their proposition is that this consciousness is a symptom of combination of matter. That is Buddhist philosophy. They do not accept the existence of soul. The consciousness is a combination of matter. But if it is a fact, then why don't you, if some matter is lacking, why don't you bring that matter or chemical and inject in the dead body and make it again conscious? Why it is not possible? What is your argument? If you say consciousness is combination of matter, just like our motor car is being driven, so when the petrol is finished, a matter, because motor car running means combination of matter, some machine made of matter and some oil acting, so it is running. Of course the driver is there, a foolish person, they do not understand. A simply combination of matter will not act. There must be a driver, a living person, then the motor car will go. So, supposing the combination of matter, that the petrol is finished, so we can bring petrol, again the motor runs. So if this body was running simply on combination of matter and some matter is lacking, so why not bring that matter and put into it and it will run? But that is not possible. That was the living force which was running this body, was a different element, spirit. Na sato vidyate bhava, na bhava vidyate sato. We have discussed this one. That is living force. And Krishna says, vinasam abhyasya asya. This consciousness has no annihilation. Vinasam. Nobody can kill this consciousness or the soul. One can do harm to this material body, but not to the spirit, soul and consciousness. Vinasam abhaya. Abhaya means which is never deteriorates. That is abhaya. Vinasam abhayasya na kaschit kartumarati. Nobody can kill. Nobody can kill consciousness. Nobody can kill the soul. Therefore it is said, na hannate hannamane sarire. The consciousness or the spirit soul is never killed, never annihilated on the destruction of this body. So this is a great science. Unfortunately, the so-called scientist, he has no idea. He does not know. They simply say that we do not know, but we are trying to know. That's all right. But here is the knowledge, perfect knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita. Why don't you take it? That they will not take. They will go on speculating and promise falsely that in future we shall be able to inject some matter within the body and the body will again become alive. That is their dream. In the past history, it was never possible. At present also, it is not possible. How you can expect in future? But they are under illusion. They think like that we are making progress. At all, no progress. Practically, they have no knowledge. That is their position. They have no knowledge. So, we have to understand from the authority. There are so many arguments. Now, if you say this body is dead because the blood has become white, blood corpuscle, they are now become white instead of becoming red. So if that is the possible, so why don't you make the blood red by some chemical injection or by adding some color? As soon as the blood becomes red, why don't you do that? No, if you say that was natural redness, that natural redness cannot be brought, then your science is defective. And even if we accept that natural redness is the cause of living force, there are many natural redness in the flower, in the jewel. Why does it not move? So all the arguments of these foolish scientists or so-called logicians, that can be, nullified if you are intelligent. We have to accept it, because it is said by Krishna, the Supreme Personality. Because we cannot say anything why it is Avinashi, why this body is not Avinashi, but that consciousness is Avinashi. That we cannot explain. Therefore, we have to accept the version of the Supreme Authority. That is education. That is education. We cannot deny, because we cannot give any counter proposal. So how we can deny Krishna's proposal? Avinashi tadvidhi jena sarvamidam tatam. Jena sarvamidam tatam. This is also very significant. Idam shariram. So I am individual spirit soul. I am conscious. My consciousness is spread all over the body. But my consciousness is not spread over your body. If you are pinched by somebody, I don't feel. Because your consciousness is different from my consciousness. You cannot say that the consciousness is the same in you and me. No. Everyone is individual. Therefore, there is another consciousness. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Khetragan chapi manavidhi sarva khetresu bharata. I am Khetragya, conscious. I know about the pains and pleasures of my body. You know about the pains and pleasure of your body. I do not know about your pains and pleasure. You do not know about my pains and pleasure. Therefore, you are individual soul, I am individual. But there is another soul, super soul. That is Krishna. Ishara sarvabhutanam viddesha arjuna tishtati. That super soul is present both in you and in me. Khetrangan chapi mang vidhi sarva khetresu bharat. Sarva khetresu bharat. In every living entity. Sarva khetresu, it is confirmed in the Vedic sutras, Brahma Sutra. Annantarastang paramanuchayantarastang govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami ekapasaurachetam jagadandakoti. That super soul is present within this universe. Because that super soul is present within this universe, Krishna said, Distabhya aham, I enter within this world. Ekanshena sthitu jagat. I do not enter, but my plenary portion, Ekanshena, Paramatma. The Kirodokshai Vishnu, he enters, the Gadbodokshai Vishnu, he enters within this universe. And the Kirodokshai Vishnu enters into everything, even in the atom. Therefore it is working. So that consciousness is there.